As a young lad at the age of 10, 11, I always said I wanted to be a Royal Marine or a paratrooper in the parachute regiment. And my dad was ex-RAF, and he used to say, no, they're the guys, the RAF regiment. And he used to point out the Edinburgh tattoo, the Royal Tournament. And I'm going, no, I want a red beret or a green beret. Anyway, gets to 16, father sadly passed away. And I went to join up when I left school, because in '86 there weren't many jobs in St Helens. Tried the Marines. They said come back when you're a little bit bigger. I didn't. I got a job. 18 months later I'd met a girl. She was going to uni. I thought, well, it's time for my career. So I went to join the army. Went for my medical. Seen a Navy doctor, and because I had a mild skin complaint, he failed me. Sent me back to the CIO. He couldn't believe it, and he said, tell you what I'll do, I'll ring the RAF. He said, they have an airborne unit called Number 2 Squadron. He said, I'll ring them up and tell them you're dead keen and see how you get on. So he rang up, and he sent me straight round. And 6 weeks later, I was on the train joining the RAF. It was just quite surreal that as a kid, my dad saying that's what you wanted to do. And a couple of months after my 18th birthday, 2 years after his death, I was passing out as an Irish Regiment gunner.
When I was 16, I started getting into a lot of trouble, where I ended up getting arrested quite a lot, and then woke up in the cells one morning and just thought this wasn't life for me. So I ended up waiting for the bus outside the police station, and then got talked to the recruitment office, where I then enlisted there and then. Went and did my selection, but it was easier to tell my mum and dad that I'd been arrested, because they wouldn't believe that I'd gone and done that. I think it was just waking up in the cells again, and realising there was nothing really for me. So I then just decided I wasn't having that anymore. I wanted to make something of myself. I found out at a young age that if I was going to have to do things the hard way to prove what type of person I was. So going in the army was one of the biggest ones, really.
Nearly 18. My mum wouldn't sign me in the army when I was 16, you see. She wouldn't sign me up. So when I was 18, on my birthday, I went to St Helens to sign up, get a Queen's shilling and all that. It was good. It was a lovely experience. Lovely experience. Not my mum's face though, when I showed her I joined up. I must admit, she weren't too impressed with that. But, you know, like my dad said, leave the lad alone, he's young, he wants to carry on. Going down to Gibraltar Barracks with my suitcases, not knowing what's going to happen, all suited and booted. So he gets off the train, and it was great, you know, we just stood round, and this corporal comes in the back of the porthunner, and off we went. Well, that was it. It was full on, and I loved it. I didn't like being shouted at, I must admit, that was, you know, but you used to get a clip and all back in the day. The training was so intense, you know, you had to really do it to live it.
I was a young man in a trained mindset, and this was your job. Okay, it's tough, but you've gone through training. Initial basic training puts you into that mindset, and experience, continuous training, because that's all you do as an infantry soldier. You train every day. You're not a killing machine, as people would say. You are a human being, because I've done humanitarian work and things like that with the forces, but you're there to do a job.
I ended up doing 2 tours of Iraq. The third tour, my second tour, I got injured. My Land Rover got blew up, and then when I went to Kosovo, I got injured there as well. At first, I didn't think there was anything wrong with me, but after a bit, I started drinking heavily. I was going to the medical centre quite a lot, trying to tell them that there was something wrong with me. They didn't really want to understand or know what was going on with me. I had to deal with it myself for quite a number of years. It was only in 2013 when I got diagnosed with PTSD.
Well, I think I was a functioning alcoholic for a good 10 years. I'm not blaming it on the army. It's just I went over that invisible line. And once you've overstepped that mark, you can't come back to the social drinker. It's impossible. They said to me in 2008, where I'd had a massive breakdown, that I'd got PTSD. Well, I didn't know what was PTSD. I just thought it was mental. But with having the label helped me because I knew I weren't mad. If I take the medication, I'd be all right. But because the overwhelming desire for alcohol, I'd be having the alcohol and the medication. Well, obviously, it doesn't work. It's not meant to be with alcohol.
I nearly lost all my family and everything. I was homeless, was living in my car for 2 months. I did try to take my life twice, but you know, that was down to just sheerly that no one had an understanding of what PTSD is. I found out that my partner at the time was pregnant, so obviously my daughter didn't have to be here, so I needed to sort myself out for her. But at the same time, I'd assaulted a police officer, well, a police inspector, and I was very lucky I didn't go to jail.
My personal life and my civilian life started to crumble. I was diagnosed nearly 10 years ago with post-traumatic stress disorder. After marital breakdown, 2 suicide attempts, and I lost my business, lost my house, lost my family, and I just found myself in a pit of emptiness.
When I was on probation, they gave me a mentor, and he found out about the Foundation of the Veterans, and I was one of the first ones that they put on and helped. Talking about it's probably one of the biggest helps that you can do. And being back with like-minded people who's been through same situations, it's just a lot easier to talk to someone about it.
And one of my friends said, get in touch with the Veterans Hub or the Foundation, see if they can help you get accommodation, which thankfully Sharon did. Got me the apartment I'm living in now, and got me back on track. Not fully on track because I lost my job. Got made redundant in January, which just blew my head. PTSD's back, I'm back on medication. You wouldn't think it at the minute because I'm on the up, but first week in January I was at the bottom again. Wouldn't come out the flat, turning my phone off, just smoking, drinking, not going out, not shaving. But I'm on the mend, so now I spend my time with the veterans, and Sharon, Dave and the rest of the team are helping me with all of my issues. I've been referred to Veterans in Mind for a bit more counselling with my PTSD. They're helping me sort out my finances, they're helping me sort out everything basically. If I don't turn up, they're on the phone, where are you? So these are becoming my new lot of brothers.
The journey I've had since I've come to St Helens, with the foundation they have here, it's amazing. You know, absolutely amazing. It's a confidence to be able to know if I want to ask somebody for help, I can. Which is amazing before, because I've never wanted help. I've never been in the right. But since I've come in here, it's given me that willpower to be able to, don't have a drink in the morning. Get up, do something, do some volunteer work, preferably gardening, and I'm happy. Because I know if I do have a slip and pick up, I won't be terrorised. I'll be giving love. And that's what we've got here. It's love, for a better word. You know, it's just helped me on my journey now.
I'm in a total different place than what I was 5 years ago. I'm thinking about coming volunteering as well. The volunteers they have here are absolutely brilliant, and if you don't turn up 1 week, they will be on the phone asking if everything's okay and making sure that you are all right. So not having this and not knowing that you've got that support, I don't think it'd have lasted as long as I have.